me that seat!
It is assigned to me.
Not anymore. Ma'am, step back. Did she just hit him? He threatened me.
I did not move.
Everyone stand up and leave.
No.
Do you know who my father is?
Your father is not on this ticket. Ma'am, return to your seat.
Remove him!
Read the boarding pass.
Stay out of this!
Let them speak.
Tell him this seat is mine. It says 2A under his name. Change it.
You cannot change facts by repeating yourself.
You are delaying this flight. You are blocking the aisle. He's right, ma'am. He came at me!
I remain seated.
She struck him!
No statements yet. I have the whole thing. Sir, did you threaten anyone? Ask the witnesses. Quietly for. Then we handle this for whom?
He did.
Put that away. You asked for identification. I asked for cooperation. Then read it.
He is trying to intimidate us.
No. Let me see the card. After we remove him. That is the question.
Get him!
That is irrelevant. I asked him.
Look at the pin.
Captain, his name is on the card.
His name is on the card.
Give it to me. You have passengers waiting.
Who? Sir, we owe you our lives.
We never forgot.
What are they doing?
Lower your hands. There are witnesses, and the video is saved.
Who is he? You never asked.
General.
The slap cracked across first class just as the cabin door was about to close. A governor's daughter stood over a quiet black passenger and demanded he give up his seat, while dozens of people watched and did nothing. Why didn't the older man raise his voice? Why did the lead pilot freeze when he saw the small silver pin beneath the man's coat? And why did the co-pilot whisper, "Sir, we owe you our lives"? The woman thought she had humiliated a stranger no one would defend. She had no idea the entire flight was about to learn who he really was, or what her father had tried to hide. Stay until the final salute changes everything. The plastic cup kept trembling on the tray table long after Claire Whitmore lowered her hand. Marcus Reed bent, picked up his glasses from the carpet, and held them by one temple. The engines hummed beneath the floor. "Get him off this plane," Claire said. No one moved. She faced Elena Park. "Did you hear me?" Elena gripped the galley curtain. "Ma'am, everyone needs to remain calm." "I am calm. He took my seat and challenged me." Marcus put on his glasses. "The number is printed on my boarding pass." "That isn't the point. It usually is on an airplane." A passenger raised his phone, saw Victor watching, and lowered it again. Victor smoothed his jacket. "Sir, cooperate with us." "With what?" "De-escalation." Marcus glanced at the empty aisle. "I haven't raised my voice." Claire laughed once. "That calm act doesn't fool anyone." Elena's fingers tightened. "Ms. Whitmore, you struck him." The words barely carried over the ventilation fan. Victor's pen stopped above his report. "Let's understand the context before making claims." "The context is that he moved toward me," Claire said. "I did not," Marcus replied. A woman by the window whispered, "He didn't." Victor turned. "Please, stay out of this." She looked down. Marcus reached inside his charcoal coat slowly, both hands visible, and removed his boarding pass and a leather identification case. "Put that away," Victor ordered. "You asked who belonged in the seat. I asked you to cooperate." Marcus opened the case. A small silver eagle beneath his lapel caught the ceiling light. Its edges were worn smooth. Victor never looked down. The cockpit latch released. Captain Owen Mercer stepped into first class with his headset around his neck. Warm coffee drifted from behind him. He took in Elena's pale face, Claire's raised chin, the security officer near the door, and Marcus beside seat 2A. "What is delaying closure?" Owen asked. Claire answered first. "An aggressive passenger refuses to leave." "Did he threaten anyone?" "He didn't have to." "That wasn't my question." Victor stepped between them. "Station management is handling this. We are 6 minutes from losing our departure slot." "Then remove him," Claire said. "My father's office has already been contacted." Owen's jaw tightened. First Officer Renee Carter appeared in the cockpit doorway, one hand against the frame. Marcus checked the clock above the galley. 4:18 p.m. His phone lit on the seat beside him. Naomi calling. He did not reach for it. Claire noticed. Take your call somewhere else. A baggage cart struck the aircraft below. The cup trembled again, and a thin ring of water slipped over the rim. Owen moved closer. His gaze dropped to the Silver Eagle. For the first time, his expression changed. "Sir," he said quietly, "where did you serve?" Victor exhaled. "That is irrelevant." Owen did not turn. I asked him. Renee leaned forward, saw the pin, and froze. "Captain," she whispered. The cabin door warning chimed once. Marcus's phone stopped ringing. On the dark screen, a message appeared. "First row. Your seat is still empty." Owen straightened. Marcus opened his mouth, but Victor reached for the identification case in his hand. At 7:06 a.m., Marcus stood barefoot beside the bed and pressed the square button on the old recorder. A red light blinked. Lorraine's voice filled the room through 12 years of static. "You always think being needed somewhere else makes leaving easier." Rain tapped the gutter. The house smelled of cold coffee and cedar polish. His charcoal overcoat waited beside a Silver Eagle pin and the program for the Veterans Center in Richmond. "Dad?" Naomi called from his phone. Marcus stopped the message. "I'm here." "You said that yesterday." "I mean, I'm on the line." "That's not what I meant." He carried the phone to the kitchen. "My flight lands at 6:10. The ceremony starts at 7. It starts at 6:45. I'll be there. You said that at my residency dinner. That inspection ran late. And Mom's memorial." "I know every reason," she said. "They're all good reasons." Marcus turned the coffee mug until its handle faced his right hand. He still did that for Lorraine. "The first row has 2 seats. One for you. One for Mom's picture. I don't want to explain an empty one." "You won't have to." "Are you traveling with staff?" "No." "Security?" "No." "Why?" "Because today I'm coming as your father." The refrigerator motor shut off. "Then come as my father," she said. "Not as a speech, not as a medal sent with an aide. You." "I promise." "Say the time." "Before 6:45. "Say my address." He recited it. "I'll save your seat." After the call, Marcus poured out the coffee and buttoned his shirt. The third button resisted. He tried twice before noticing his fingers would not hold still. In the bedroom, he restarted the recorder. The red indicator pulsed against his palm. Lorraine continued. "One day, our daughter will stop asking. Don't mistake that silence for forgiveness." Marcus sat on the edge of the bed. The mattress dipped on only one side. "I heard you," he said. The machine answered with a faint hiss. He opened the top drawer and removed a note Naomi had written after he missed her school debate final. The creases had turned white. "Don't send a medal instead of yourself." He slid it into the inside pocket of his suit. At 8:12, Colonel Sarah Donovan called. "Sir, the weather desk recommends the military flight." "I'm booked commercially. We can have an escort at your door in 20 minutes. "No escort. There's also the grant review folder. Inspector Cole wants your signature before Richmond." "Put it in the black case." A pause. "That file involves the governor's aviation office." "I know." "Then traveling alone may attract attention." Marcus fastened the Silver Eagle beneath his lapel. "Attention is what I'm avoiding." "I'll have the folder delivered." "Sarah." "Yes, sir?" "If anyone calls from Naomi's center, tell them I'm already moving." "You could tell her yourself." "I did." "That isn't what I said." Marcus looked at the recorder. "No, it isn't." He returned the device to the nightstand. The red light still glowed. His thumb hovered over the erase button. Then he pressed stop, lifted the black leather case, and left. The hallway light went dark behind him, but Lorraine's unfinished sentence remained inside the recorder. At 1:42 p.m., Marcus stepped beneath the airport canopy as a shuttle hissed away behind him. Damp autumn air followed him through the sliding doors, carrying rain and jet fuel inside. A young soldier waited near the information board. "General Reed? Not today. Colonel Donovan sent me to escort you." Marcus shifted the black leather case. "Call your mother. Tell her you finished early." The soldier blinked, then smiled. Marcus joined the regular security line before he could argue. By 3:36, rain streaked the windows beside Gate C-18. Travelers crowded around outlets and paper cups. Marcus stood behind a family with matching backpacks and checked Naomi's message. "First row. Your seat is still empty." He typed, "Boarding soon," but did not send it. At the counter, Elena Park scanned his pass. Her navy scarf sat slightly crooked, and her wedding band clicked against the reader. "Seat 2A. You're all set, Mr. Reed." "Thank you." A sharp voice cut across the gate. "No. Fix it." Claire Whitmore stood in the priority lane wearing a cream pantsuit and pearl earrings. Nathan Cross balanced 2 phones and a garment bag beside her. "There was a booking adjustment," he told the agent. "Ms. Whitmore's usual seat was released. Her confirmed seat is 3C. "She doesn't sit in 3C, Claire said. "My father's office arranged this flight." Elena's hand paused above Marcus's boarding pass. Nathan noticed. "That gentleman has 2A. Claire looked Marcus over, from his worn case to his rain-darkened shoes. "Then move him." Elena straightened. "His seat is confirmed." "And mine was promised." "By whom?" Claire tilted her head. "Do you need the governor's scheduling director to explain your own list?" The pen in the other agent's hand stopped scratching. Marcus saw Elena glance toward the station office, her shoulders lowered. "I can offer you 3C, Elena said, "or priority if another seat opens." "Something will open." Nathan leaned close. "We can handle this quietly." "I am being quiet." People 3 rows away had already turned. Marcus stepped toward the scanner. "May I board?" "Yes, sir." Claire blocked the lane with one arm. "Not until this is resolved." "It has been," Marcus said. "You have no idea who you're inconveniencing." "I know where my seat is." Nathan gave a thin smile. "A little flexibility would help everyone." "Everyone?" The word was soft. Elena looked down. The station office door opened. Victor Sloan emerged, buttoning his jacket. "Ms. Whitmore," he said, already smiling. "I'm sure we can correct this." Claire pointed at Marcus. "Start there." Victor looked at the folded edge of Marcus's pass, not his face. "Mr. Reed, would you wait in the seating area?" "My flight is boarding." "It's a courtesy." "To whom?" The first group was called. The scanner chimed, wheels rattled over tile, and burnt coffee drifted from the kiosk. Marcus's phone vibrated inside his coat. Naomi was calling. Victor extended a hand toward the chairs. "This won't take long." Marcus looked at the moving line, then the clock above the gate. 4:02 p.m. He let Naomi's call ring once, twice, and stop. Then he stepped around Victor and placed his boarding pass beneath Elena's scanner. The scanner flashed green. Elena pulled Marcus's boarding pass free before Victor could touch it. "Seat 2A, straight down the jet bridge." Claire's heels struck the tile behind him. "You're letting him go first?" The system accepted his ticket. The system made a mistake. Marcus did not turn. The jet bridge smelled of wet rubber, and rain ticked against its shell. He checked his phone. "Boarding now. I'll be on time." He sent the message to Naomi. Inside the aircraft, warm air pressed against his damp coat. He placed the black case beneath seat 2A. Elena stopped beside him. "May I take your coat?" "I'll keep it." Her eyes found the white edge of Naomi's note inside his pocket. Of course. A man in 2C opened a newspaper. Some people don't understand upgrades. Marcus adjusted the vent. Some people understand exactly. Claire entered with Nathan behind her and stopped. "No." Nathan lowered his voice. "You have 3C. It's one row. I booked 2A. You requested it." Her stare made him step back. Elena approached. "Ms. Whitmore, I can help with your bag." "Help by moving him." "Mr. Reed holds the confirmed assignment." Claire leaned across the aisle. Her citrus perfume filled the narrow space. "Sir, I need that seat." "Then your assistant should have reserved it. I have work before landing." "So do I." "You can do yours anywhere." Marcus tapped the pass on the tray table. "I'll do it here." A chime sounded as passengers squeezed past with their bags. "My family has used this route for years," Claire said. "The seat isn't inherited." Claire turned on Elena. "Did you hear that?" "I heard both of you." "Then fix it. I can offer you 3C and a voucher." "I don't want a voucher." Marcus's phone lit in his hand. Naomi had sent a photograph of the center's first row. 2 folding chairs stood beneath warm stage lights. One held Lorraine's framed picture. The other was empty. He typed, "I see it." Before he could send, Claire's shadow crossed the screen. "You're delaying everyone over a chair." Marcus turned the phone face down. "No, you are." For one breath, only the ventilation fan moved air through the cabin. Nathan stepped closer. "Let's keep this private." Claire pointed at Marcus's case. "Check whether he even belongs up here." Elena's face tightened. "His ticket has been checked twice." "Then check his identification." Marcus slid the pass into his pocket. "On what grounds?" "Because you're making me uncomfortable." The man in 2C lowered his newspaper. Across the aisle, a young Asian woman raised her phone. Elena said, "Mr. Reed has done nothing that requires identification." Claire moved closer, one pearl earring catching the light. "Stand up." Marcus remained seated. "Please return to 3C, Elena said. Claire ignored her. "You think being quiet makes you important?" Marcus looked at the open cabin door, then the clock above the galley. 4:11 p.m. "I think a confirmed ticket makes this seat mine," Nathan whispered. "Claire, stop." She snatched the boarding pass from Marcus's pocket, unfolded it, and stared at the number. 2A. The paper trembled between her fingers. Then she dropped it onto his tray table. Not for long. Claire's fingers released the boarding pass, but her hand stayed in the air. "Pick it up," Marcus said. "What?" "My ticket." Rain whispered against the windows. A service cart rattled behind the curtain. Claire glanced at the paper. "You should be grateful anyone offered you another seat." "I was offered the seat I paid for." Nathan touched her elbow. "Claire, sit down." She pulled away. "Don't manage me." Elena stepped between the rows. "Ms. Whitmore, return to 3C now." "And if I don't?" "We cannot close the door." Claire looked toward the waiting passengers. "Then he's delaying the flight." A few heads turned toward Marcus. Marcus reached for his pass. Claire slapped his hand away. "Do not touch me," she said. "I touched my own ticket." "You moved toward me." "I did not." Leah Chen, the young woman across the aisle, lifted her phone higher. The recording light reflected in the window. Nathan saw it. "Ma'am, put that down." "No," Leah said. "You're filming a private dispute." "You're standing in a public cabin." Elena raised both palms. "Everyone, lower your voices." Marcus bent to pick up the pass. Claire stepped in front of him. "Stand up," she said. "No." Then I'll make this simple. Nathan whispered. Don't. Marcus looked at Claire, not her raised hand. Return to your seat. The slap cracked through first class. His glasses spun from his face and landed beside the aisle with one lens down. The plastic cup on the neighboring tray shivered. Water climbed the rim and slid onto the passenger's sleeve, but he did not move. Marcus remained still. Claire's breathing came fast. He threatened me. No, Elena said. The word came out thin. Marcus crouched. The man in 2C drew his shoe back, not to help, only to avoid being touched. Marcus picked up the frames, checked the lenses, and straightened his collar. Did anyone see that? He asked. No one answered. A child farther back began crying. The overhead fan hummed. Near the rear galley, a spoon hit the floor. Leah kept recording. I saw it, she said. Claire turned. You saw him provoke me. I saw you hit him. Nathan's face drained. Claire, stop talking. Elena looked toward the open door. I'm calling the captain. You'll call station management, Claire said, and tell them this passenger became aggressive. Marcus put his glasses back on. One temple sat crooked. Is that your statement? He asked. Claire crossed her arms. My father's office will receive the report. That wasn't my question. She stepped closer. Marcus did not move. Elena pressed the interphone button, but before she could speak, Victor Sloan appeared at the aircraft door with 2 security officers behind him. What happened? He demanded. Claire answered first. He came at me. Marcus looked around the cabin. The folded newspaper, the lowered eyes, Leah's raised phone, Elena's white fingers around the receiver. Would anyone like to correct her? The man in 2C stared at the water, soaking his cuff. Elena opened her mouth. Victor lifted one hand. No statements until we clear the aisle. Leah stepped into it instead. I have the whole thing, she said. Victor's gaze fixed on her phone, and the cabin door began to close behind him. The cabin door stopped halfway. Victor Sloan held it. Nobody leaves and nobody posts anything. Leah kept her phone raised. You don't control my recording. I control this aircraft while it's at my gate. No, Elena said. The captain controls the aircraft. Victor turned. What did you see? Ms. Whitmore struck Mr. Reed. Claire laughed. After he lunged at me. He never left his seat. Nathan whispered, Call your father's office. Claire was already dialing. Victor drew Elena toward the galley. Think before you make a statement that follows you into a review. I know what I saw. Then describe the context. The context was a seat assignment. His pen clicked. Not enough for an official report. Claire spoke into her phone. Get the governor's council. A passenger threatened me, and the crew refused to act. Marcus folded his boarding pass. The cabin smelled of citrus and spilled water. Cold air entered through the open door, lifting Naomi's note inside his coat. Victor returned. Mr. Reed, we can end this quietly. How? You leave voluntarily. We rebook you and document a misunderstanding. My daughter is expecting me tonight. There are later flights. None that arrive in time. Claire covered her phone. He shouldn't be allowed on another flight. Your refusal is becoming disruptive. Marcus looked at Elena. Am I shouting? No. Blocking the aisle? No. Threatening anyone? Her answer came softer. No. This isn't a courtroom, Victor said. It is still a question of fact. The man in 2C lifted his wet cuff. He didn't touch her. Claire stared at him. He hid behind his newspaper. Leah said, I'm sending the video. Nathan stepped toward her. Officer Arthur Bell, 51 and deliberate in every movement, moved between them. Do not reach for her phone, Arthur said. I was asking her to respect privacy. Ask from there. Claire's phone vibrated. She listened, then handed it to Victor. His shoulders changed. Yes, counsel. We value the state travel agreement. He turned away. No, we'll contain it. Marcus opened his leather identification case. Mr. Sloan. Victor ended the call. My ticket, identification, and travel authorization. A silver eagle flashed beneath Marcus's lapel. Renee Carter leaned from the cockpit. Victor did not look down. Put that away. You requested proof that I belong here. I requested cooperation. You are refusing to read it. I am asking you to leave. Marcus closed the case. The snap sounded small in the crowded cabin. Arthur glanced at Victor. On what basis am I removing him? Operational safety. Was there a threat? Claire answered, yes. Elena answered at the same time, no. The ventilation fan roared. Victor pointed toward the door. Escort Mr. Reed to the interview room. We'll sort out the statements there. Marcus slid Naomi's note deeper into his pocket and lifted his black case. My phone is on the seat. We'll bring it, Victor said. Arthur stepped aside. This way, sir. Marcus paused beside Leah. Keep the original. I will. As he crossed the threshold, his phone lit behind him. Naomi calling. Victor turned the screen face down and pulled the cabin door closed. The glass door clicked shut behind Marcus. Arthur Bell pointed down the corridor. Interview room 3. Cold air leaked from a ceiling vent. The carpet smelled of rain and cleaner. Footsteps sounded hollow through the wall. Marcus set his case on the metal table. May I have my phone? Mr. Sloan said it would be brought. He also said he would read my identification. Arthur closed the door. I noticed. Through the glass, Marcus could see first class. His phone still lay on seat 2A. The screen lit. Naomi calling. The letters flashed soundlessly. Marcus stepped toward the glass. You can't go back out, Arthur said. I'm asking to answer my daughter. I'll get it. Victor entered before Arthur reached the handle. He carried a yellow form and Marcus's boarding pass. Sign that you left voluntarily, and I'll place you on the 8:40 flight. That arrives after midnight. It is the available solution. The solution is to restore my seat and record what happened. Victor pushed the form across the table. Your insistence turned this into an incident. Marcus read the first line. Aggressive conduct toward another passenger. He slid it back. That statement is false. It reflects the complaint. It ignores the witnesses. Witnesses remember what pressure teaches them to remember. Arthur's jaw tightened. I need a basis if he is being detained. He isn't detained. Marcus tried the handle. It did not open. The door locks automatically, Victor said. From which side? No one answered. Beyond the glass, Naomi's name appeared again. The phone vibrated against the seat, moved an inch, then went dark. Victor tapped the form. Refuse this, and the airline may classify you as a restricted passenger. Based on a report you have not investigated? Based on your unwillingness to cooperate. Marcus sat. The metal chair was cold through his trousers. He placed both palms on the table until the chill stopped moving through his fingers. Arthur nodded toward the leather case. His identification should be logged. After departure, Victor said. Marcus removed a sealed envelope marked Official Travel Orders and laid it beside the form. You can start now. Victor did not touch it. Documents do not change behavior. No, they document yours. The cabin closure chime sounded beyond the wall. Victor gathered the form. "The flight leaves in 4 minutes. When you're ready to be reasonable, call the desk." "You took my phone." "I'll bring it," Arthur said. "No one re-enters before pushback," Victor replied. He stepped out. The lock clicked again. Marcus watched Claire return to 3C, smoothing one pearl earring as if nothing had happened. Elena stood near the galley, hands clasped so tightly her wedding ring pressed a white mark into her finger. His phone lit for a third time. There was no call. A voice message notification appeared beneath Naomi's name. Arthur moved closer to the glass. "I can ask them to hold the aircraft." "Will they?" Arthur watched Victor speaking to the gate agent. "Not for me." Marcus reached inside his coat and felt Naomi's folded note against his chest. The aircraft door warning sounded. On seat 2A, the screen faded before he could read the first word. At 4:27 p.m., the departure board beyond the glass changed from boarding to closed. Arthur placed a desk phone on the metal table. "One call." Victor appeared in the doorway. "No outbound calls until statements are complete." "You said I wasn't detained," Marcus replied. "You aren't." "Then why can't I call my daughter?" Victor set Marcus's documents in a gray tray. The sealed travel orders remained unopened beneath his identification case. "Because I need cooperation, not outside pressure." Marcus reached for the phone. Victor lifted it first. "Sign the voluntary removal form." "No." "Then wait." The door shut. The lock clicked. A minute later, Arthur returned with Marcus's mobile. They let me retrieve it. 3 missed calls. 1 voice message. Naomi's voice came through beneath the murmur of a crowded room. "Dad, everyone's here. The first row is still open. I put Mom's picture on the left because that was always her side." A microphone squealed. "I told them traffic delayed you. I don't know how many more excuses I can borrow for you." The message ended with fabric rustling and a breath she had tried to hide. Marcus replayed the final seconds. "Can I call her back?" he asked. Victor answered from the doorway. "No." Marcus rose. "You have my ticket, my phone, my orders, and a witness with video. What are you waiting for?" "For you to accept that choices have consequences." Beyond him, the plane began moving from the gate. Blue taxi lights trembled on wet pavement. "My choice was to remain in my assigned seat." Victor pushed the tray away. "And now you've missed the flight." The words landed quietly. That made them worse. Marcus sat. He removed the silver eagle from his lapel and placed it beside Naomi's folded note. Arthur studied the pin. "You military?" Marcus did not answer. The room smelled of warm dust from the vent. A fluorescent tube flickered. Outside, the aircraft turned, its lights sliding across the glass before disappearing. Marcus unfolded the note. "Don't send a medal instead of yourself." The paper had softened along the creases. He closed his hand around it and the pin until the metal pressed a white line across his palm. "I can arrange a car," Arthur said. "Richmond is a long drive, but the ceremony will be over. You could still go." Marcus stared at the dark window. For 12 years, every delay had arrived dressed as duty. This one had another name, but Naomi would see the same empty chair. He picked up the voluntary removal form. Victor stepped closer. "Good." Marcus read the sentence above the signature box. "By leaving without protest, passenger acknowledges responsibility for disruption." He folded the page twice and handed it back. "I'm not signing a lie." Victor's mouth tightened. "Then this may follow you." "It should." Marcus lifted the eagle and fastened it beneath his lapel. The clasp resisted. His fingers slipped once, then found it. Arthur noticed the full insignia inside the open identification case. Before he could speak, his phone vibrated. He checked the screen, looked toward the plane, and answered. "This is Bell." He listened. Then his eyes moved to Marcus. "Yes," Arthur said. "The original video still exists." Arthur kept the phone to his ear. "Send it to airport security, not station management. Keep the original." Victor stepped closer. "Who authorized that?" "She witnessed an incident." Beyond the glass, Leah stood near the gate desk with Nathan blocking her path. Her screen glowed between them. "You cannot distribute footage of a protected passenger," Nathan said. "She protected herself." "You're exposing yourself to legal action." Leah's thumb hovered over the screen. "Then spell your name for the upload." "Delete it, and this ends here." She pressed send. A blue bar crawled across the display. Victor reached for Arthur's phone. Arthur turned his shoulder. "You were told to contain this." "I was told to document it." Marcus watched the upload through the glass. 42%, 56, 68. Nathan glanced toward Victor. Inside the aircraft doorway, Elena lifted the interphone. "Flight deck, this is Park." Owen answered. "Go ahead." "There is information missing from the station report." Victor struck the glass with 2 knuckles. Elena looked up, but kept speaking. "The removed passenger is Marcus Reed. He has a Silver Eagle insignia beneath his coat. He did not threaten anyone. Ms. Whitmore struck him." A cockpit seat scraped. "Repeat the name," Owen said. "Marcus Reed." Renee's voice sounded behind him. "Ask for identification." "Station management has it." "Then tell them not to move him." Victor left so quickly the door rebounded from the wall. Arthur pulled the gray tray closer. Plastic rasped against metal. He opened Marcus's identification case and read both cards. His posture changed. The fluorescent light caught a narrow line of sweat at his temple. "Sir, is this current?" "Yes," Victor returned. "Close that." Arthur lifted the sealed orders. "These should have been checked 20 minutes ago." "They are unrelated to a seating dispute." "The code flags federal priority travel." Arthur broke the seal. Inside were routing sheets, command credentials, and a notice requiring immediate military contact if the journey was interrupted. A faint smell of paper and cold ink rose from the folder. The ventilation fan clicked off. Rain tapped the outer glass. Arthur read the rank twice. "Lieutenant General." Victor's face lost color. "That doesn't prove—" Arthur turned the credential toward him. "It proves you never looked." Across the corridor, Leah's upload reached 91%. Nathan moved toward her phone. "Stay there," Arthur called through the glass. Nathan stopped. 96. Elena came off the aircraft carrying Marcus's phone. "Captain Mercer wants him returned." Victor blocked the doorway. "The flight has pushed back." "It stopped," Elena said. "The captain ordered the tug to hold." Outside, the aircraft stood motionless on the wet service line. Amber lights swept across the fuselage. In the cockpit windows, 2 figures were unfastening their harnesses. Leah's screen reached 100%. Arthur unlocked the door. Marcus slipped Naomi's note into his pocket and fastened the Silver Eagle squarely beneath his lapel. From the jet bridge came 2 rapid sets of footsteps. The footsteps stopped outside the unlocked door. Captain Owen Mercer entered first, his headset against his chest. Renee Carter followed from the jet bridge. Rain darkened both uniforms, and cold air rushed in behind them. Owen looked at Marcus's credentials in Arthur's hand. "Sir, may I see that?" Arthur passed him the case. Owen read the name twice. Renee saw the Silver Eagle beneath Marcus's lapel. Her hand rose to her brow. Lieutenant General Reed. Owen came to attention beside her. "Sir," he said, voice rough, "we owe you our lives." Marcus did not smile. "Lower your hands." Neither pilot moved. "The winter evacuation," Renee said. "You kept the transport grounded until the last crew was aboard. You followed procedure. You changed it while the runway vanished under snow." Owen swallowed. "You took responsibility when command wanted someone blamed." Marcus closed the case. "Now you have passengers waiting." They lowered their salutes. Victor stood by the wall. "Captain, this is unnecessary. You removed him without checking his identification." "I removed a disruptive passenger." "No," Elena said from the doorway. "You removed the man who was struck." "That allegation is under review." Leah raised her phone. "The review is recorded." Nathan appeared behind her. "This spectacle is humiliating, Ms. Whitmore." Marcus faced him. "Then stop making it one." Coffee on Owen's sleeve mixed its bitter smell with wet wool and floor cleaner. Claire reached the glass door. "You know him?" Marcus met her eyes. "That is not the question." "What is?" "Why did no one read the ticket, identification, or witness statements before deciding whose word mattered?" Victor stepped forward. "We can discuss this privately." "No," Arthur said. "We preserve the scene first." He placed Victor's report, Marcus's orders, and the unsigned removal form into evidence sleeves. Plastic crackled across the table. Owen checked the clock. "Sir, the aircraft can still depart. I'll return you to 2A." Marcus looked at his phone. Naomi's ceremony had begun 11 minutes earlier. "If we leave now?" "We land at 6:28 with priority clearance." Marcus calculated the drive. "I may reach the final remarks." Renee lifted his black case. "Then we move." Claire blocked the doorway. "Am I being removed?" "Security will decide," Owen said. She looked at Marcus. "You could call this a misunderstanding." He stopped near her. "I could lie," he said. "I won't." Marcus turned to Arthur. "Keep every recording. Preserve the call from the governor's office. Do not alter the timeline." "Yes, sir." "And no one humiliates her in return." Claire stared at him. "That is not mercy," Marcus said. "It is procedure." Owen opened the jet bridge door. Warm cabin air rolled toward them with the chime of unfastened seatbelts. As Marcus entered, passengers stood one by one. He raised a hand. "Please sit." No one did. At the cockpit entrance, Owen and Renee stepped aside, came to attention, and saluted him before the entire cabin. This time, Marcus returned the salute. Then Arthur's phone rang behind him, and a federal inspector asked why General Reed's official travel had been interrupted. The inspector's voice carried from Arthur's phone as Marcus neared seat 2A. "Do not let that aircraft depart until I confirm the passenger's status." Marcus turned. "Put her on speaker." "This is Inspector Miriam Cole. I need the traveler's full name and code." "Marcus Elijah Reed," Arthur replied. "Priority 7 Alpha." A keyboard clicked. Claire folded her arms. "This is absurd." "Lieutenant General Reed is traveling under protected federal orders," Miriam said. "Who interrupted the route?" Victor stepped closer. "There was a cabin safety concern." "What documented threat?" Victor looked at Claire. Marcus said, "None." "General, are you requesting disciplinary action?" "No." Claire's chin lifted. "I am requesting the same procedure any passenger should receive." Marcus continued. "Separate statements. Original recordings. A written reason for removal. No political office influencing the record." Arthur began writing. Owen checked his watch. 12 minutes before we lose the runway slot. Use them correctly." Arthur separated the witnesses. Leah stayed by the windows with her phone linked to a terminal. Elena sat at the counter, twisting her wedding ring as an officer opened a form. Victor leaned close. "Remember who signed station evaluations." Arthur stepped between them. "She gives her statement alone." Victor's pen clicked once, then stopped. Marcus sat in 2A, while Colonel Sarah Donovan appeared on a secure video call. "Identity confirmed," she said. Command logged the interruption. "Hold transport in Richmond?" "Hold a car, not a ceremony." "You may not make it." "I know." Naomi's unopened message remained on his screen. The man from 2C approached with his damp cuff rolled back. "I should have spoken sooner." Marcus cleaned the crooked lens of his glasses with a paper napkin. "Then speak accurately now." He nodded and went to Arthur. Leah's video played without sound. Claire stepping forward, Marcus reaching for his ticket, the strike, the cabin recoiling. Timestamps ran below. Claire watched herself. "I thought he was coming at me." Leah turned. "You said that after you hit him." Nathan touched Claire's shoulder. She shook him off. Elena returned with her statement. "I wrote what happened." Victor reached for it. Arthur sealed it in a clear evidence sleeve first. Plastic snapped shut. Miriam spoke through the phone. "I also need the station call log and communication from the governor's office." Victor's face tightened. "Those records are privileged." "They are operational records tied to a federal travel interruption." Claire looked at him. "You said the call would protect us." Cold air moved in from the jet bridge. No one answered her. Marcus rose. "Captain, can we depart safely?" "Yes, sir." "Then board everyone not required for interviews." Security directed Claire away. Marcus stopped only to retrieve his boarding pass. "Are you going to ruin my father?" she asked. Marcus folded the ticket along its original crease. "I am going to tell the truth." He returned to 2A. As the cabin door closed, Arthur held Victor's first report beside Elena's corrected statement. The two versions described the same 4 minutes as if they had happened on different planes. The aircraft lifted through gray cloud while Marcus's phone vibrated against the tray table. "Inspector Cole?" he answered. Miriam's voice came beneath the engine hum. "General, I opened the sealed grant packet." "That packet was not part of the cabin dispute." "It is now." Rain traced silver lines across the window. "What did you find?" "A complaint filed 8 months ago against the governor's aviation office. A state emergency aircraft was used for a private weekend trip. Passenger listed as Claire Whitmore." Marcus unfolded Naomi's note, then closed it. "Status: closed without inquiry." "By whom?" Paper shifted near Miriam's microphone. "The same deputy counsel who called the station today." Across the aisle, Leah leaned closer. Elena stopped fastening a cabinet latch. "Preserve the call log," Marcus said. "Already requested. The station is resisting." Owen's announcement filled the cabin. "We've been cleared direct to Richmond. Arrival in 38 minutes." Naomi's ceremony would be nearly over. Miriam continued. 2 maintenance employees reported that the aircraft's emergency designation was altered after the trip. Their statements vanished from the final file. Vanished? The originals survived. Someone printed them before the archive changed. Who kept copies? A budget analyst named Daniel Price. He sent them anonymously. Find him. A click sounded. A second voice joined. "This is federal counsel. General, did Ms. Whitmore recognize you?" "No." "Did Mr. Sloan?" "He refused to read my credentials." Then the interruption may have protected the office from the packet, not from you personally. Do not assign motive before evidence. Understood. Elena approached with a paper cup. The coffee smelled burned. "I'm sorry," she said. "For the coffee?" "For waiting." Marcus turned the cup so the handle faced her. "Then don't wait in your statement." She nodded and returned to the galley. At 5:11 p.m., Miriam sent 2 scanned pages. Both carried the same red note, "Close without further action." One was dated February 3rd. The other had been added that afternoon, 14 minutes after Claire's call. Marcus enlarged the second image. Victor's initials sat below the ink. Leah saw his face. "What is it?" "A pattern." "Can I record that?" "Not yet." His phone rang again. Arthur spoke. "We pulled the station call. Governor Whitmore spoke to Victor directly." "What did he say?" Arthur inhaled. "Remove the passenger. Secure the devices. Make the report stick." The engine noise seemed to recede. "Exact words?" "Recorded and time-stamped." "Who has the file?" "Inspector Cole, Airport Security, and me." "Send it to independent custody." "I already did." Behind Arthur, a door slammed. Victor's voice rose, muffled. Arthur lowered his tone. "There's more. The governor asked whether the passenger carried a black case." Marcus looked down. The leather case rested between his shoes. "Do not open it again," Arthur said. "Someone knew what was inside before you reached the gate." The seatbelt sign chimed. Richmond's lights appeared below the cloud cover, blurred by rain, while Marcus held Naomi's note in one hand and the unopened case strap in the other. 3 days later, Elena sat before the Joint Commission with both hands around a dead microphone. Rain tapped the high windows. Behind her, Leah's paused video showed Claire's raised hand and Marcus still seated. Judge Helen Brooks, 61, silver-haired, spoke without looking at the cameras. "Ms. Park, switch it on when you're ready." Elena's thumb found the button, then slipped away. Victor tapped a pen against his folder. Governor Elias Whitmore watched from the second row. Helen waited. Elena pressed the switch. "I saw everything," she said. Victor's pen stopped. "I saw Ms. Whitmore take his boarding pass and strike him. Mr. Reed never moved toward her. Then Mr. Sloan told me context mattered more than what I saw. Did you alter your first report?" "Yes." "Why?" Elena looked at Victor. "Because I thought losing my job would hurt more than lying." Marcus sat beside Miriam Cole, his black case at his feet. Leah placed her phone on the evidence stand. "I nearly lowered it." "Why didn't you?" "Because everyone else already had." The video played. Claire's voice filled the room. Then the slap. Then Marcus asking whether anyone had seen it. Arthur described the locked room, unopened credentials, and Victor's order to block calls. Helen lifted the form. "Who wrote aggressive conduct?" Victor cleared his throat. It reflected an initial complaint. "Whose observation?" "The governor's daughter." "I asked whose observation." Victor looked down. "No employees." Miriam opened a second file. 2 pages appeared, each marked in red. "Close without further action." "These concern a state aircraft used for private travel," she said. The older complaint named Ms. Whitmore. The newer note was entered 14 minutes after the airport call. "Play the call," Helen said. Static cracked through the speakers. The governor's voice said, "Remove the passenger. Secure the devices. Make the report stick." Claire turned toward her father. "You said you were protecting me." He did not answer. Helen folded her hands. "Ms. Whitmore, your appointment is suspended pending review. Mr. Sloan, your employment is terminated for falsifying a report and obstructing evidence." Victor shoved back his chair. Its legs scraped across the floor. "This commission has no right." "The airline submitted the termination before this session began," Helen said. 2 officers guided him to the side door. He looked once at Ilona. She lowered her eyes because there was nothing left to say. Governor Whitmore stood. "You will transfer the aviation archive to independent counsel by 5 p.m., Helen said. "Any deletion becomes a separate matter." His attorney whispered. The governor's shoulders sank. "And your campaign?" a reporter called. He faced the cameras. "I will not seek another term." Shutters burst through the room. Outside, Claire caught Marcus by the elevators. "Are you satisfied now?" Marcus pressed the button. "No." "What else do you want?" The elevator arrived with a soft bell. Rules that work before someone recognizes the person being mistreated. Miriam stepped inside, carrying a draft titled Passenger Dignity and Evidence Preservation Protocol. Marcus began reading before the doors closed. The elevator opened onto a conference floor smelling of paint and burnt coffee. Miriam set the draft on a long table. Airline counsel, auditors, and employee representatives waited. A clock read 9:18 a.m. "General Reed," the lead attorney began, "we are prepared to offer a personal settlement." Marcus remained standing. "What changes?" "We would issue an apology and review training." "What changes before the next passenger is told to surrender a confirmed seat?" No one answered. Miriam pushed the draft toward him. "Mandatory incident recording. Independent evidence storage. No political office may contact station staff during an active dispute." Elena's wedding ring clicked against her pen. "And protection for employees who report pressure." "Protection already exists." "It existed while Victor stood over my shoulder." Cold air lifted the top page. Marcus sat. "Add automatic review whenever a witness statement conflicts with management's report." That could delay departures. So did ignoring the truth. A union representative tapped another clause. "Employees need authority to pause boarding without retaliation." Add it. The attorney folded his hands. "These demands exceed your claim." Marcus opened the settlement packet. His name stood beside the payment line. "That is the problem," he said. "You think this ends with me?" He drew one line through Marcus Reed. The pen scratched. Beneath it, he wrote, "Crew Training and Passenger Advocacy Fund." "You are declining compensation?" "I am redirecting it." Miriam placed another document beside the first. "The state will require justification for aircraft use by relatives of elected officials. That will be politically difficult." "Then it is aimed correctly." By noon, sunlight warmed the windows. Pages passed from hand to hand. Coffee cooled untouched. What if a governor calls about a real emergency? "The call is logged, recorded, and reviewed," Miriam replied. "What if a passenger refuses to cooperate?" "Document behavior, not status," Marcus said. Elena turned the protocol toward herself. "Add one sentence." "Which one?" "No employee may be ordered to change a factual statement to protect a political or commercial relationship." "I need it written where the next person can point to it." "Add it." At 2:43 p.m., the agreement lay across the table, smelling of toner and warm paper. The airline accepted independent evidence storage, annual training, witness protections, and passenger advocates. The state accepted public flight logs and outside review of political travel. Part of the fund would support Naomi's Veterans Center. The attorney passed Marcus the signature page. "This will be announced this afternoon." "Announce the rules before my name." "People will ask why." "Tell them a passenger missed something he could not get back." His phone vibrated. Naomi had sent a photograph of chairs stacked by the wall. "Late again?" she wrote. Marcus signed and stood. "The press conference begins in 20 minutes," Miriam said. No. They expect you. My daughter does too. Outside, the rain had stopped. Marcus buttoned his coat, touched the folded note inside it, and walked past the microphones toward the car leaving for Richmond. At 11:38 p.m., Marcus pushed open the glass door of Naomi's center. The lobby lights were dim. Paper cups crowded a folding table, and the last volunteer carried a box toward storage. From the auditorium came the scrape of metal legs. Naomi stood beneath the stage lights, stacking programs. Lorraine's photograph remained on a first-row chair beside an empty seat. "You came," Naomi said. "Late. The governor's daughter hit you. 2 pilots saluted you, and somehow you were late." Marcus set down his black case. "I missed the part that mattered." "You always say that after." He removed the folded note from his pocket and placed it on the empty chair. "Don't send a medal instead of yourself." "I kept it," he said. "That wasn't the assignment." "No?" He loosened his tie and gathered cups. Naomi watched him return for the programs, then fold the chair that had waited for him. "Dad, leave that one." She placed Lorraine's photograph between them and pulled over another chair. They sat until the heater clicked off and rain slipped from the gutters. 6 months later, the public report filled 87 pages. Victor Sloan's dismissal was upheld after investigators confirmed he altered the initial account and isolated witnesses. His management license was suspended for 3 years, and he took an administrative job away from passengers. Claire Whitmore resigned from the State Development Agency. Independent counsel found she had used family influence in earlier travel disputes. She cooperated after the hearing and accepted a permanent ban on state-funded personal flights. Her father's aviation records went to investigators. He completed his term under oversight and did not seek re-election. Elena Park joined the airline's first witness protection training team. At the opening session, she raised a blank incident form. "This page is not your employer's property," she told 40 supervisors. "It belongs to what happened." Leah Chen refused interviews that tried to make her the hero. She joined the Independent Passenger Council and helped require original recordings to be stored outside local management. The new protocol reached 11 airports before summer. Political calls had to be logged. Conflicting reports triggered automatic review. Employees could pause boarding without losing pay or rank. Naomi's Center received funding for a legal support desk serving veterans and transportation workers facing retaliation. Marcus attended its opening without a uniform. A reporter found him near the back wall. "General, do you forgive Ms. Whitmore?" Marcus adjusted the silver eagle beneath his lapel. "Forgiveness is personal. Procedure is public." Was the salute the moment everything changed? "No," he said. "The upload was." That evening, Naomi found a cream envelope on her desk. Claire's letter asked for neither privacy nor forgiveness. It listed what she had admitted, what she had lost, and the accountability work she had begun. Naomi handed it to her father. "Will you answer?" "Not tonight." "Why?" Marcus lifted a stack of folding chairs. "I said I'd help close." They worked side by side while volunteers turned off the hall lights 1 row at a time. When only the lamp beside Lorraine's photograph remained, Naomi set the frame on the table and slid a chair toward him. This time, he was already there. If this story reminded you of a moment when someone's dignity was ignored, share what happened in the comments. Your experience may help another person recognize the cost of staying silent and the power of one honest witness. Share this story with someone who believes fairness should not depend on a title, a uniform, or a famous name. Subscribe for more stories about justice, quiet resilience, and the people who turn painful moments into lasting change. Most importantly, Remember the empty chair. Sometimes showing up means speaking when everyone else looks away. Sometimes it means changing the rule that allowed the harm to happen. And sometimes it simply means being there when someone has waited long enough.